It is my task and my honor to bring a young man that I've known from school days, a walk and a follow back a PNP from Portia Simpson Miller days, a medical doctor by profession, a son of the soil of this great constituency. Chapelton, make welcome Dr. Aujae Dixon.
Cover yourself, dry your face for the tears. Buckle your belt, tie your lace for the fears. History will make you out. History will make you out here. Cover yourself, dry your face for the tears. Buckle your belt, tie your lace for the fears. Every man stepping out. I just a new beginning. Never change the circle.
Chapelton, how you doing? Wanna look good? Wanna sound good? Wanna ready for the general election whenever it is called? Let me acknowledge the General Secretary. Well, they call him the General Secretary. I call him the General, Dr. Dean Campbell, and all the other members seated on the platform here tonight. This moment in the town of Chapelton, where I grew up, where I still live, where I made so many childhood memories. Right here, under the clock, where I grew up and made life. I could have gone anywhere else, and I decided that I wanted to stay with you right here in Chapelton. So when the week was boiling down, and I see all sorts of trouble going on in Chapelton, I said the people have no cares for that because Chapelton is Dixon town. When I speak to the challenges of this constituency, I don't speak from uptown in a nice gated community where there's water every day, every hour. Your challenges are my challenges. Your hopes are my hopes. Your dreams and aspirations are my dreams and aspirations. For 23 long, continuous years, this constituency has been under hard labor, suffering under the bondage of the Jamaica Labour Party. Week after week, those of us who live here have to be buying water instead of having running water in our homes, in our pipes. And the Prime Minister and the ministers, they have cut ribbons, they have promised water time and again. They promised the Rock River Dam, and they said it would come to fruition in 1 to 2 years. We've gone over 2 years, and that project has still gone nowhere. Comrades, I have to be spending every week 5,000 on water. That's 20 grand for the month. That's 240,000 for the year. More than $1.2 million in 5 years on water. So when I say, under my leadership, we will move from the promise of water to getting water into the homes, into the pipes. We're going to make sure that we examine the various parish tanks that we have around the catchment tanks, check on what can work, get them back to functionality so that we can get water in our communities. The catchment tank up in Simon, there's one over in Ashley, we have a massive tank in Sangster Heights, and up till now I don't know what's happening, why water can't get in that and go to the residents in the communities. But we know that with the election coming, and every time there's an election, they come and they drop down some pipe, trick the people, and when election done, they're gone again. It happened 2011, it happened 2016, it happened 2020. Don't make them trick you again in 2025. This sitting member of parliament who says he's from Woodall, the people up there are dying to have some water. And I have a question, why for so many years the pump up in Sign can't be replaced so water can get to the residents in Mount Providence and Woodall. Time come to fix that simple fix by getting back the pump there that needs to get the water to the residents. Comrades, when Dr. Dixon wins this election, it's a win for you and getting water into your pipes. North Central Clarendon is a farming constituency. And I'm happy that the future Minister of Agriculture is here, because I will have to work with him and I'm going to call on him time and again to make sure that our farmers here can benefit, that we can tap into the multi-billion-dollar industry that is agriculture. Everywhere you look around, fertile government lands, and those lands are just sitting idle year after year, decade after decade. It is the plan of this government and Dr. Dixon to get those idle lands into the hands of farmers so that we can become more productive in North Central Clarendon. Under my leadership, North Central Clarendon will become a GOAT in agriculture, because we'll be generating outcomes in agriculture and trade as we not only feed ourselves but ramp up production to tap into bigger markets, tap into those hotels and supermarkets, and tap into the export markets. When my good friend mentioned this project, they call him all sorts of names. But guess what? We are going to get you thousands of goats so that those young people and middle-aged and even the older people who want to get into the business of livestock, you can get your 1 and 2 goats. And we're not just going to give you and leave you. We're going to ensure that we bring in the experts to teach you the basics of that business, that we work with you to ensure that we can get the products into the right markets for you after we work with you to make a business of livestock farming. And comrades, many of the young men and young women, as they see me walking, they have been talking about this project. They have been asking for it. And we're going to make sure that those young people, many of them under 30, get a special benefit where this project is concerned. Comrades, let me touch on the road situation. Because North Central Clarendon don't have any roads. And even though we should be getting more roads in North Central Clarendon, what they continue to do is trick us time after time after time. So they patch the front of the road, leave the middle, and patch the next end, video record it, put it on social media, and tell us the road fix. In the last 5 years, them patch Trafalgar Hill no less than 5 times. And every time they do it, by the time we have the first shower rain, it's gone. We are going to ensure that we place greater emphasis on our community roads from Prospect, where them say they have lock up and off, we go over there, to New Ground, to Penance, Molital, who's suffering for road in them community so long, to Danks and Danks Savoy, to Crawl River and Coxon and many other communities that have just about the worst roads that you can imagine. And I don't talk about the road in Belmont and Foga and Moko Reeds. When we win the next general election, there will be a new deal for roads in North Central Clarendon. I want to touch on a topic that touching so many of us. Time come for North Central Clarendon to deliver on housing. And this government has a pledge to deliver 50,000 houses. And you can be guaranteed that at least 500 new housing starts will be coming to North Central Clarendon when we form the next government and I become Member of Parliament. And for those young people who might not be able to afford it up front, the party has the rent to own program, where you rent the building, the house, a part of it go to deposit, and when you reach the mortgage money, you get the house as your own. Let me touch quickly on another matter, land for the landless. As I walk communities like Danks and Danks Savoy, New Danks, Sutton Lands, the cry of the people is that they have been trying for decades and decades and cannot get title for those lands. When I become Member of Parliament, the focus will be to ensure that we deliver land titles to the people in those communities who have been waiting for way too long. Land title over Danks, land title in a New Danks, land title over Sutton Lands, land title over Simon, land title to the residents in Moko that were displaced due to backside. They have been suffering for far too long. There's so much more to say, but I don't have enough time. But guess what, comrades? We'll be ensuring that there's a resident skills training center in North Central Clarendon to hone the skills of those who want to be trained and get them to be productive citizens. There's not one single skills training center in North Central Clarendon. We will upgrade facilities like the community centers and the recreational fields, the summer field, football field, the football field at the Moko Community Center, the football fields over in Alexandria, so that you can have a proper surface for entertainment, a proper surface for playing your sports. We will partner with our stakeholders in education to continue upgrading and transforming and modernizing our schools. We must shift away, comrades, from arrogance, from people who behave high and mighty, from people who choose confrontation. We choose peace, not war. But comrades, as we go forward to this general election, I have one thing to say in the case of North Central Clarendon Gensec. I have one thing to say to the entire Chapelton. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the victory. Liberation is on its way. Hold on. on just a little longer, because the time is coming. The time is coming. The time is coming when we shall win this next general election in this constituency after 23 long years of bondage. Comrades, I'm happy to see you here in Chapelton. The word is love. The word is love. The word is love.